You can literally see the Messi effect in this match.
Algeria really needed Vozina in this match.
All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking what can only be described as a completely chaotic and utterly historic 2026 World Cup Group J opener between defending champions Argentina and Algeria. This wasn't just your standard football match, guys. It was an absolute spectacle of weird events, major history, and total tactical dominance.
You know, to really get why this 3-0 victory for La Albiceleste was so unforgettable, we have to look past the box score. We've got to dig into the wild fan energy taking over the streets, the baffling managerial decisions that completely flipped the game, and, of course, the sheer weight of Lionel Messi's last dance on the global stage.
So let's kick things off with Section 1, the pre-match chaos and bizarre build-up. The hype was so intense it actually boiled over, way before anyone even stepped foot in Arrowhead Stadium. There was this viral tweet going around showing fans literally throwing punches in the middle of Times Square. Just total madness in New York City. The poster enthusiastically shouted, "This is the World Cup." And they hit the nail on the head. The passion was just spilling right out into the streets. But then, in total contrast to that aggressive energy, you had this incredibly funny, uniquely devoted vibe locally. Somebody in Kansas City was spotted just casually walking a live goat outside the stadium right before kickoff. They were fully leaning into the sheer absurdity of Messi, the undisputed greatest of all time, making his appearance in the same city where Patrick Mahomes usually throws touchdowns. Okay, moving on to the actual game with Section 2, the tactical mismatch between Scaloni and Petkovic. Once they hit the pitch, it was basically a tactical masterclass versus, well, a bit of a disaster. Scaloni set up this incredibly tight mid-block. His whole strategy was about keeping possession, leaning heavily on guys like Rodrigo de Paul to just hold the ball under immense pressure. And that completely exposed Petkovic's ultra-aggressive high press, which ended up being totally ruined by his own players' individual lack of discipline. But honestly, the most baffling part of Algeria's setup happened before the whistle even blew. The starting lineups dropped, and everyone was just left stunned, thinking, wait a second, where is Riyad Mahrez? Yeah, Petkovic actually benched his captain and star attacker. It is genuinely baffling. And it caused this massive domino effect of disaster for Algeria. Without their leader out there, the defensive organization just crumbled. You had defender Isamandi forced into making these desperate recovery fouls just to stop central runs. Meanwhile, winger Anis Haj Musa completely failed to track back, leaving Argentina wide open to completely exploit the flanks.
Which brings us to Section 3, those frantic first minutes.
You combine that serious tactical mismatch with pure opening day adrenaline, and you get a breathlessly frantic first 20 minutes of football. I mean, it was rapid fire. We had back-to-back disallowed goals right out of the gate. Messi had one ruled out at minute 6. Algeria's Fares Chaibi had one scratched by VAR at minute 9. But finally, in the 17th minute, Messi broke the deadlock with this gorgeous left-footed curler that slipped right past the keeper. Now, here's the thing you really need to know. That early goal from Messi didn't just change the scoreline, it triggered a massive historic mental block for Algeria. They have a notorious track record of basically never recovering after falling behind in a World Cup game. Once that first goal went in, you could see them desperately trying to rely on these solo direct runs, but they just didn't have the final third quality to equalize against the #1 team in the world. Let's dive into Section 4, the blunder that completely broke Algeria. So Algeria was hanging on, right? Desperately trying to survive the onslaught. But then, in the 60th minute, the dam just completely breaks thanks to a devastating defensive mistake. Let's break down this absolute gift. Step 1, an Argentine forward unleashes a pretty standard low shot. Step 2, the Algerian goalkeeper, Lucas Zidane, who, yes, is the son of the legendary Zinedine Zidane, fumbles what should have been a totally routine save. And step 3, Messi, who actually started the whole move, pounces on the rebound like a fox in the box for a simple point-blank tap-in. 2-0. And that set the stage for Section 5, a historic hat-trick. Because once that massive blunder doubled the lead, the competitive contest was basically over. The match just turned into a pure, unadulterated coronation for Lionel Messi. In the 76th minute, the magic happened. He unleashed this absolutely perfect finish right into the corner to secure his first career World Cup hat-trick.
He squeezed it past Cezanne, sending the incredibly pro-Argentina crowd in Kansas City into absolute delirium, right before being subbed out to a thunderous standing ovation.
And to really wrap your head around his insane longevity, think about their last matchup. The only other time these two senior teams played was a friendly in Barcelona 19 years ago. A teenage 19-year-old Messi scored his first ever international brace against Algeria. Today, at 38 years old, playing in his record-breaking 6th World Cup, he was somehow even more lethal. That 76-minute strike didn't just end the game, it absolutely shattered the record books all at once. He became the first South American to hit 200 international caps. He joined Cristiano Ronaldo as the only male players to score in 5 different World Cups. At 38 years and 357 days old, he became the oldest player to ever score a World Cup hat-trick. And, poetically enough, this literally occurred exactly 20 years to the day since his World Cup debut back in 2006.
But honestly, out of all the crazy fan moments, the tactical meltdowns, and the Twitter banter, this whole explainer really boils down to one absolutely legendary number: 16. With those 3 goals, Lionel Messi officially bumped his total to 16 career World Cup goals, tying Germany's Miroslav Klose for the most goals ever scored in the history of the men's tournament. It is a monumental achievement that forever cements his legacy. So they are sitting at the top of the history books, driving an incredibly organized machine that looked practically flawless on defense today. And it really leaves us with the ultimate question. As Messi hunts for that elusive 17th goal to take the outright record all for himself, who on earth can stop this team from going back-to-back? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on this tournament because we're just getting started.